Lesson 6 is all about fractional parts. Now, our first question says, what fraction of the circle is shaded? And you can see we have one part shaded here in red, and then we've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. So out of the 8 total parts, we have one shaded. So we'd say we have 1 out of 8 shaded. So 1/8 would be our answer. That's our fraction that we have for the shaded parts of this circle. Now whenever we have fractions, we have key vocabulary. We can have a numerator or we can have a denominator. The numerator is a number on top of a fraction. And the denominator is the number on bottom. So let's say we had that same problem, 1/8. If we had 1/8, the 1 would be called our numerator. I'm going to abbreviate NUM. And the 8 would have to be our denominator, DEN. Let's say we had the fraction 13 over 17. Which one's the numerator? Say it out loud. Which one's the denominator? Say it out loud. Hopefully you said the 13 is the numerator. I'm going to call it N. And hopefully you said 17 was the denominator. We'll call it D for this one. Make sure you've got the key vocabulary written down with the examples in your notes. Alright, what number is 1/2 of 450? So we're trying to figure out what's halfway between 0 and 450. We're going to have to cut 450 in half. And to do that, one of the easiest ways will be to divide. We're going to say 450 divided by 2. 2 is going to go into 4 2 times. We get 4 with 0 left over. We bring down our 5. 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Bring down our 1 and our 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. We've got 10. We subtract. We've got nothing left over. We've got an answer, a quotient of 225. So that would have to be what number is 1/2 or what number is 1/2 of 450, or 1/2 between 0 and 450. Alright, what number is 1/3 of 450? Well, this is going to be a smaller number, 1/3 of 450. So we're going to have to take 450. Remember last time we said 450 divided by 2, that number in the denominator, because it was 1/2. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to divide it by 3, because we want 1/3 of 450. So 450 divided by 3, because we want 3 equal parts, or 1/3 of 450. 3 goes into 4 one time. We get 3. We're going to subtract. We've got 4 minus 3, that's 1. We bring down our 5. 3 goes into 15. 5 times. We get 15. We subtract. We've got 0. 0. 3 goes into 0. 0 times. So we've got 150. 150 is our quotient. That is the number that is 1/3 of 450. Alright, now copy the figure below and shade 1/3 of it. Please pause the video and do that in your notes. Alright, now hopefully you've got that done. We're going to shade 1 out of every 3 boxes. So you can see we have a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 boxes. So we're going to shade 1 out of 3. So I'm going to look at the top row first, and I'm going to shade the top one. Whoa, went a little bit out of the lines there. We'll go back. We're going to shade the top one. That's 1 out of 3, and we'll assume that's fully shaded. We'll do a little more. Looks a little bit better. That's good. Now we want to shade 1/3 of the bottom. And you can see shading 1/3, 1 out of every 3, actually shades in 2 total boxes out of 6. Okay, but that is 1 out of 3 and 1 out of 3. So we've shaded 1/3 of everything. 2 out of 6 is the same thing as 1 out of 3. Again, 2 out of 6, as we see, is exactly the same thing as 1 out of every 3. Our lesson practice will be on page 28. Please make sure you've got your notes completed. I will see you in class next time. Have a good afternoon.